This week I watched the film Triassic Hunt. It's a low-budget dinosaur horror movie from the Asylum, and it's rated 2.5 out of 10 on IMDb. And like my expectations for it, that's really low. Triassic Hunt starts off in a box truck, where 4 people are transporting something. There's 2 people in the front, in the back there's a single-armed guard and a lady scientist. And what nobody told the guards is that they're transporting in the truck a breeding pair of aggressive man-eating dinosaurs in extremely flimsy cages. But the truck crashes off camera and the dinosaurs just break out of the cages instantly. And the CGI, it isn't horrible, it's quite good really, at least compared to a film like Birdemic. And then we cut to the front of the truck so all the violence can happen off camera, because having CGI interact with real actors is hard. And where were they taking the dinosaurs? I don't know. Why were they doing any of this? I don't know that either, but the actress Linnea Quigley wants to get the dinosaurs back alive. Somehow Scientist Lady from the back of the truck survived by hiding under it, and the dinos just ran away. And looking into the truck, where did the cages go? Also, did the truck shrink? It looks about half the size it was just 2 scenes ago. Also, where did the bench go that they were sitting on? Did the dinosaurs take it with them? The previous scene was clearly just shot in a large room and not in a truck. And what was the one guard in the back supposed to do to prevent any of this? He's only armed with a lethal weapon, but the scientists want to keep the dinos alive. And if they break out, he only has a lethal weapon and he has no reaction time to use it anyway. We're told by the film that these dinos are allosaurs, so the film shouldn't even be called Triassic Hunt really. Because allosaurs were supposedly not even from the Triassic period. They were from the late Jurassic period, some 50 million years later. The truck driver then calls in his mercenary team, who weren't there in the first place for reasons, to come and help capture the dinos. And the camera just cuts to a woman lifting a kettlebell.
Joy here.
Like this is supposed to prove that she's an elite mercenary or something, and her lifting as the phone goes off and then swishing her hair and answering the phone is just pure ham acting. Something about that scene cracks me up every single time I watch it. For reasons, the mercenary leader doesn't tell the mercenary team that they're going to be hunting dinosaurs, so they won't even know what equipment to bring with them. The scientists also don't tell the mercenaries that the dinos are mostly immune to firearms, and the leader also doesn't mention that they're supposed to bring the dinos in alive. That will just all be a nice surprise for the mercenaries when they turn up, I suppose. You'd think he'd maybe talk to the scientists that made the dinosaurs, maybe ask, how do we bring these things down alive? Will tranquilizers work on them? Maybe at this point he's just ignoring Linnea Quigley's request to bring them in alive and intends lethal force. The problem is that Linnea Quigley is standing right next to him while he says all this on the phone. From these opening scenes, I think it's fair to characterise this film as having subpar acting. Surprisingly good CGI, but what really lets it down is, well, the budget, because they don't really have money for sets or props or, well, actors really. And it has maybe the worst writing I have ever seen in a script. Most of the things characters do in this film just make no sense at all. Then we get told that the dinosaurs have escaped before. They broke containment on a previous occasion and massacred a whole science facility filled with trained ex-military security. Now they decided to move the dinos, so they had one guard in the back with them. And why are they even breeding dinosaurs? Well, the film then cuts to the headquarters of the Triassic Corporation, where we'll get answers that make no sense to many of these questions. Why are they breeding dinosaurs that are as intelligent as people but twice the size, carnivorous and with razor-sharp teeth again? Well, they want to sell them to countries to use as weapons. So that's the plot to Resident Evil 1 the video game. Just none of this story works, because the dinosaurs are completely uncontrollable. Unlike an army, they're as likely to attack their owners as they are the owners' enemies, so the corporation has arranged for the dinos to escape, so they can send in elite mercenaries after the dinosaurs and use this to prove the dinosaurs' abilities to the people trying to buy them. What was the corporation's plan if the mercs did the entirely logical thing and said no to hunting down man-eating dinosaurs? I don't know. But the mercs arrive and they're immediately attacked by a dinosaur. The scientists are still going on like the mercs are going to bring the dinosaurs in alive, and the mercs don't even know what they're up against. The mercs are all stereotypes. There's a guy with a bad fake Russian accent.
Guys, look at these tracks.
Why don't you pull around, see if you can get around this thing? What do you think could have made those?
Perhaps it's bear.
There's an Asian looking guy, so let's give him a katana, and then big shocker, none of their weapons work on the allosaurs. Bullets just bounce off of these things. That is, until the story requires different. Then the dinos can just be hurt with a sword, or a hammer, or by somebody punching them. The merc leader is just going to hold back with the scientists. I don't know why the scientists are even staying, really. We find out later that they're both scheming. But as far as the merc's concerned, why would they not try to evacuate the civilians after bullets bounced off the dinos? After that, why would the mercs even stay? The merc leader seems to roll a dice before every scene to decide if he wants to destroy the dinos or bring them alive in any given scene. Luckily, the scientists have some special tranquilizer AR-15s. How are these going to work when actual lethal rounds just bounce off the things? I don't know. If I were the merc leader, I would have been saying, bring a 50 cal with you. Armour piercing, maybe a helicopter. And the reasons I say this is that the dinosaurs would be bloody useless in a real war. How is this test going to sell dinosaurs or make the company any profit? There are thousands of civilians close by. If the dinos eat the civilians and the government finds out, the company's going to be done. You know how Jurassic Park took place on an uninhabited island? Well, this takes place on Costa Rica with over 5 million people on it. The dinosaurs, meanwhile, are being auctioned at a starting price of $500 million each. You can't control them, they may eat your own people, and what is a dinosaur going to do to a tank exactly? Or a plane? Or a helicopter? In 1991, the Challenger 2 tank from the UK cost around £4 million a piece, and you could get 100 tanks for the price they're asking for one dinosaur, and that's the opening bid. After the dinosaurs do win one of the mercs, a country bids $750 million for each dino, and then poor Michael Paré reads out possibly the stupidest line I have ever seen in a script.
Now, what exactly are we selling? Genetically enhanced dinosaurs.
But it is also the biggest breakthrough in biological warfare since the invention of gunpowder.
Neither dinosaurs or gunpowder are biological warfare. Biological warfare is usually bacteria, viruses, not dinosaurs. Granted, dinosaurs are biological, but so are people, and if you kick someone, that's not biological warfare, is it? And how is gunpowder biological warfare? None of this makes any sense. What kind of mercenaries just turn up to fight something without even knowing what it is, or without getting paid? We then find out that one of the dinosaurs is pregnant. This film is idiotic. So the corporation intentionally allowed a breeding pair of dinosaurs free as a test. Just none of this makes any sense. They're trying to sell the dinos for $500 million each, and they're doing this on the strength of a test in which either the mercenaries capture the dinosaurs, in which case who will want to buy the dinosaurs for $1 billion, or the mercs destroy the dinosaurs, in which case the corporation now has nothing to sell, or the dinosaurs escape and maul 5 million people, in which case they still can't sell them and the US government will destroy their corporation, or the dinos wipe out the mercs, in which case the corporation has no way to get the dinosaurs back and sell them anyway. Why would you sell a pregnant dinosaur when you could breed them and make more and then sell them? You know, in several ways I think I watched the wrong film. I'd wanted to review the film Triassic Attack, which was the first movie that the British actress Emilia Clarke ever did, and she played a Native American girl in it. This was a year before she played Daenerys Targaryen in Game of Thrones, and the film's terrible. But while looking for that, I found Triassic Hunt for free on YouTube. And somehow, yes, free is still too expensive for this film. I mean, oh boy, are there a lot of bad dinosaur movies. Because this is Triassic Hunt, as opposed to Jurassic Hunt. Also Jurassic Hunters, that's cowboys fighting dinosaurs with the actor Eric Roberts. There's also Triassic Attack, there's Jurassic Attack, there's Jurassic City, Triassic World, the Jurassic Games, and if you like this movie according to IMDb, you may also like the film Ape vs Mecha Ape. The Mercs are going to split into two teams and look for the dinosaurs with their special tranquilizer AR-15s, so they leave, and the lead woman has a pistol. A pistol she already knows doesn't work, and she's not using tranquilizers. And the scientist is just bloody useless. Can you at least tell the Mercs the weak spots to aim for? Vital areas? Anything? No? One of the teams doesn't even seem to have non-lethal options with them. There are 6 Mercs, remember. The leader is staying behind, so they make a team of 3 and a team of 2. And a minute later, one half of the team of 2, which is Red Team, is a sniper, so he leaves to go and climb a building, so the Asian guy is now alone. Remember, these, according to the film, are the most deadly mercenaries money can buy.
The bidding will start at $500 million each. We have 2 currently available. Why so expensive? I've hired the most deadly mercenaries that money can buy and pitted them against our Allosauruses.
Then Red Team finds a living civilian. Remember, Red Team at this point is the Asian guy. He's warned by the scientist that he's walking into a trap. Look, I realise people mostly don't watch these movies for a plot that makes sense. They mostly tune in for the action, the dinosaurs, the violence. The problem is, not only is the story bad, but there's also been almost no dinosaurs or action in it. So Red Team runs away. Meanwhile, the sniper goes round a corner, gets startled by a dinosaur, drops his weapon and falls over.
Nick, you good?
Down by some trash.
Remember, these, according to the film, are the most deadly mercenaries that money can buy.
I've hired the most deadly mercenaries that money can buy and pitted them against our Allosauruses.
The sniper is now trapped behind some garbage, hiding from a dinosaur that we're told has amazing hearing. Meanwhile, it didn't hear a man fall over, drop his weapon and loudly start talking maybe 15 feet away. This roof and these stairs are where most of the film seems to take place. Linnea Quigley is on the side of the corporation. She's all in favour of the test and loudly talks about it in earshot of the mercenary leader, with the slight problem that she could be eaten by a dinosaur at any second, so why would she agree to any of this? I have no idea. How much money do you have to pay somebody to balance out possibly being eaten by a dinosaur? When the dinos get one of the Mercs, the bidding price immediately shoots up to $750 million each. Luckily for the Mercs, the dinos have a failsafe. Each has explosives put into their brain that can be set off by radio. Sadly, the Mercs can't use this information because the corporation decided to run the test in a facility full of explosive ammonium nitrate that's also right next to a nuclear power plant. The whole test could have exploded at any second just from the gunfire, so knowing that they can't use explosives without vaporising themselves and Costa Rica, the Mercs instead lure the dinos into a trap where they shoot one in the neck, bullets just now work for reasons, and use explosives on the other one. Don't even think about it. The Mercs couldn't blow up the dinosaurs without blowing up Costa Rica, we were told, so instead they chose to blow them up. All the countries bidding on the dinosaurs then take their bids back as the dinos get dropped, and there's quite a nice twist that the scientist lady was evil all along and wanted to engineer the end of both the Mercs and the dinos so she could get away with the dinosaur's egg, but her plan fails when she's eaten by a dinosaur. Meanwhile, the corporation has sent a fleet of drones to take out the Mercs and save the dinos, with the odd piece of programming that if the dinos are destroyed, the drones are programmed to instead go back and blow up the corporation's headquarters with Michael Paré in them as a cover-up, which they do. I don't think I'd recommend this one unless you're a masochist.